Tuning into today's video, we're going to have a look at the threat of snow coming up over the weekend and into the start of next week today. There could be some snow around in places through the next few days because it is going to be turning a lot colder. Now, before I go on video, I just want to mention the advertising mode. Usually be a video ad over Lane My Web videos at GazWebVids.com. Please play this video, should be supporting GazWebVids.com by doing that. Also experimenting with a new video ad network, and you can find that video ad just underneath the video player here. The video player on my homepage. You can find the ad just underneath the player here. Play the video ad, see what you think to it, and as I'm experimenting with a new network just to see what's going on with that network, and you'll be supporting GazWebVids.com if you do that. So this is the facts chart for lunchtime tomorrow, and we can see that we've got these weather fronts here sitting across the country, 3 weather fronts. The main one of interest is this cold front lying across northern England through the course of tomorrow. That will be giving outbreaks of rain, and as the cold air digs in, increasingly that rain could turn to sleet and snow across northern England. So even as early as tomorrow we are looking at threat of some snow in some places. We move through to midnight on Sunday, and I should just explain these are the facts charts we're looking at here, but human interpretation of the models by the forecast at the Met Office. As we move through to midnight on Sunday, we have that cold front there slipping southwards further down in towards Wales and the Midlands, taking the risk of some sleet and snow down there. And then as we move through into lunchtime on Sunday, that cold front is then lying across South Wales, southern parts of England. It will be an increasingly weak feature, I think, by this time, starting to get lighter and fizzle out, and then we're introducing this very, very cold easterly wind, which, if we follow the isobars back, goes all the way back towards parts of central Russia. So we really are bringing in a very cold easterly blast there with that easterly flow coming across the country. So this is the precipitation forecast from the high resolution NAE model. The precipitation forecast that you see on the BBC weather forecasts are based on the NAE model, so this is what the Met Office and the BBC use. For 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we see we've got quite a lot of heavy rain here across central eastern parts of England. The rain stretches up from south east England, East Anglia, towards the Midlands, Wales, up in towards northern England as well. And that rain will be getting going through the course of today. So for some south eastern parts of the country, it's going to be probably around 24 hours worth of really quite heavy and persistent rain. So that will cause its own problems in 1 or 2 places, no doubt, with the risk of some flooding. But anyway, that's the situation at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning with that rain really for central, southern and eastern parts of the country. As we move through 6 hours to lunchtime on Saturday, we see that heavy rain is really setting up across northern England, down in towards the Midlands and in towards North Wales. Now the pink here is indicating snow, and that's really indicating heavy snow across the Pennines, I think, through the course of Saturday morning. But as we move on, that snow then will start to expand and become more widespread and start to come down into low ground. Now this is going for a really heavy dumping of snow across many parts of northern England. I think it's probably a bit over the top. I'm not sure it's going to be quite this extensive for snow or heavy away from the high ground over the Pennines. There will be a good dumping of snow on the high ground of the Pennines, I think, but on lower levels I would suspect it'll be more of a wet sort of slushy mix of the rain, sleet and snow, increasingly to snow admittedly through the day, but I'm not sure it's going to lay that heavily on the lower ground of northern England. But anyway, it will become more noticeable across northern England through the course of tomorrow that that snow is starting to develop. As we go through to midnight on Sunday morning, that area of snow is still there across northern England. Now it's predominantly snow, you notice. We've lost most of the rain from this. As we go into the night and the temperatures fall, then I think it does have more of a chance of that snow beginning to stick on some of the lower ground. And then moving through to 6 o'clock in the morning, that starts to move southwards. Remember, this is the cold front coming southwards. It's coming down in towards Wales and Midlands, East Anglia, but it is starting to fizzle out a little bit. Then it's starting to get lighter. So once it gets down into the south, this could give a covering of snow for parts of Wales and Midlands, East Anglia. But once it gets down into the south, I think it really will be quite a weak sort of feature through the course of Sunday. Now, as we move out beyond Sunday, we're looking at then that very cold easterly wind that I've been talking about digging in across the country. So we really will open the floodgates then as that cold front clears away through the course of Sunday to that very cold easterly. It'll almost certainly, I think, bring some snow showers into eastern parts of the country. But what we've got to look out for is this little area of low pressure that the models are forming just to the south of the country, sitting across the Brest Peninsula. Now, that low pressure is a bit uncertain what that's going to do, but if it pushes northwards, it could start to bring the risk of some quite significant rain, sleet and snow in across southern parts of England through the course of Monday. It may also, if there's cloud associated with this, it may also dampen down the convective potential in eastern parts of the country. So if there's a lot of cloud associated with this low pressure, there may not be the snow showers moving in across England and Wales that I thought there might be with this easterly wind. So that's quite an important feature that we've got to look out for, this little area of low pressure across northern France on Monday going in towards Tuesday. If we have a look at the ECMWF, again, that has the low pressure there sitting just to the south across northern France at midnight on Tuesday. Very difficult to say how far north that low pressure is coming, but it could threaten southern parts of England with the risk of some snow, maybe as far north as London. Now, don't start panicking about this just yet. It's certainly just one to keep an eye on, really, over the next few days. As I say, the cloud associated with it could be important as well if it starts to dampen down the risk of snow showers. This is the UK Met Office model, and that again is showing the low pressure to the south. This is a little bit further south with the low pressure though, so it doesn't threaten southern England as much as the other models were showing, I don't think. But even so, we've still got that northeasterly wind running in across the country, bringing the threat of snow showers to eastern and southeastern areas. This is the GEM, the Canadian model, finally, and we've got this low pressure here across northern France at midnight on Tuesday. This may be threatening snow for more southern parts of the country, I think, with this. But again, it's very uncertain how far north is coming. More than likely will stay across France. It never really will threaten some parts of England, but it's just one that we've got to just be wary of, really, because if it's a little bit further north, just a little bit, it could start to bring some snow in towards the south and the southeast. In any case, we're looking out for that easterly wind bringing in those snow showers early next week. Going beyond next week, we keep it cold, and this is the ECMWF forecast for Thursday. The winds are still generally from a northerly direction. This area of low pressure to the west of Scotland moves down across the country, coming into that cold air. Will be bringing the threat of rain, sleet and snow. Difficult to say where that sleet and snow risk will be, but almost certainly over the high ground, of course, but maybe on lower levels as well. And even going beyond that, this is to Saturday the 16th of March, so we're into the second half of the month. We're keeping it cold with the flow generally coming from a northerly direction. The GFS also has low pressure sitting just to the southeast of the country on Friday, actually. Everything's very slack with this, but it is cold. We're still bringing in a generally north or easterly flow across the country, and very extensive blocking up over Greenland as well. 1,050 millibars with yellow colours indicating a proper block of high pressure over Greenland. As long as that's in place, it will remain cold for several days beyond this, most likely. So really, there's no sign of a change to anything milder, certainly for the foreseeable future. It looks as though we're going to be staying cold once we get rid of the mild weather that we've got today. It is still quite mild across southern parts of the country today. Those temperatures will be sliding away over the weekend, getting colder and colder. The risk of snow tomorrow is for northern England, undoubtedly, coming southwards across England and Wales through Sunday night into Monday, but as a weakening feature. And then beyond that, we're looking at that low pressure across northern France. How far north is that coming? Does it threaten sleet and snow for southern England? We're also looking at that easterly wind, possibly bringing some heavy snow showers into eastern parts of the country. So a lot to keep an eye on. I'll be keeping you updated. Keep checking back to the website. I'll be keeping you updated over the next few days. It's the 7-day forecast tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting one. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.